So, I in the past have been accused of clout chasing, and I just wanted to say I wasn't really. It was just people, coming to their judgment about me, and it wasn't accurate and or fair. But no hard feelings about it. But because why care about it so much if it wasn't true? Despite the fact that people are calling you that, that says more about them than it does about me. So the thing is just that, um, if you go into a video, by the way, a music video, and you run across somebody that's hating on the music in the comment section, really, my one piece of advice to you, even though it's a bit unsolicited, would just to be, why not ask the person, why they hate, like, why they're leaving hate comments, in the channel, and frame it like this, be like, "Do you think that there's something overrated compared or something underrated compared to this that you think that we should all go check out, Is that why you're mad in this comment section and you're leaving these hate comments?" Because for me, like, what motivated me when I came on here and used my platform to say that I don't like certain artists, that he who shall not be named today, um, when I did that, my what was motivating me wasn't really wanting some of his clout. It was just the realization that I felt that certain things were underrated compared to him. That was all that was really going on. And the music business is pretty rigged as it is. It's a pretty rigged game where, like, only the people with really deep pockets even gets any real opportunity to get on the radio in the mainstream. And you should go watch Spencer's whole playlist about everything that they're doing to all these artists, and how broke they are and why your favorite musicians are broke, and you know like he puts it forward a bunch of stuff, and the fake. So the truth is very, very, different than it actually looks like in the music business. I mean, it's a rigged game through and through, and nothing really is what it actually looks like or seems. And if you don't really know a lot about, just even if you're just a music listener and you don't know about all the ways and games that the music business is up towards artists and how they're screwing them over and their pay structures and everything, you could ultimately be forgiven for thinking, and rather naively, that everybody on the top 40 actually deserve to be in their position, that all that stuff and everything's meritocratic and everything belongs exactly where it is. But the truth of the matter is that once you start examining it and asking it, is the music business a meritocracy? You start realizing no, because there's never been there's never been a real true competition for access to the airwaves. There's really just been people engaging in payola, and payola as a term, it's emerged as a umbrella term for the very reason that, in essence, like, why you would invent the term payola is to kind of insinuate that, the rewards for plays and spins may be cash, but they may be something else entirely, like concert tickets, venue access, that sort of thing. And um, all that, all that being, all that going into things, like, that's the truth of the matter with all of it. And so, because things operate that way, and because, like, the music industry is manipulated, in that kind of way, and because people pay these promoters to play them on the radio, it just means that, people bypass the need to actually duke it out in some kind of in some kind of competition in order to get up there. And so what gets up there is what the radio has been played via spin, paid to spin onto the, airwaves. That's what happens. And so it's all a very cynical and manipulated, business, and it's very, very straightforward, in a lot of ways, and manipulated and shady, you know. But the truth of the matter is just go watch Spencer's content about this. He put forward a really great thing, and if you're a musician, it's definitely for you too. You know, you should definitely go watch it. I would also the one video that I would recommend the most to you if you're a musician, as opposed to just somebody that wants to uh, that has a as opposed to just somebody that wants to learn how the industry actually works. I would recommend that you start with the first track in the playlist, which is why major record labels hate Russ. You know, Russ will probably help you out over the term of your careers and the lifetime of your career. I mean, you really don't actually want to use the labels. It might seem like a good deal, but they screw you over as a musician. Getting a record deal today kind of actually sucks for the artist. Don't do it. You know, that's really what all I would tell you. I myself am thinking about learning how to play my synthesizer or going out at some point and getting the right proper chord, you know, and putting that forward to do some EBM of my own. I don't know. Like, it'd be kind of cool to do and to get involved with, but I want to learn how to play. But I unfortunately, I got one and then I like lost the actual headset that was supposed to go to it, and I'm scratching my head about all that. And not a cheap thing to end up misplacing, but I get another shot at it soon enough. You know, it'll be a while before I start, being able to track down equipment and everything, and starting to learn how to use it. But I'm intrigued. I'm really in love with industrial and EBM and that sort of thing, and it would be nice to. I can't sing, I'm not a good voice, but I could at least produce, y- you know, like and find, hold an audition or something for somebody to actually sing my lyrics. You know what I mean? Like that would actually work out, on the whole thing, and become talented in that kind of direction. That's kind of what I'm thinking ultimately when it comes to that. But um, yeah, you musicians out there and everything, go watch, why the record labels hate Russ, because you really don't. Russ will show you how to, give you advice about how to go about doing it without, involving the record labels and everything and anything at all. Just don't use them. Basically, you bypass that shit altogether. I mean, in today's world, in today's society, you've got the more opportunities than ever before to get to do an ad run around the record labels. Anyways, come here on YouTube, post your content on here, put your music up here on YouTube and self promote it, link it around to your people on Facebook, post it on your Facebook wall, go on different social media platforms, post it on there, and, DM people on various platforms on Twitter and everything and be like, hey, I've got, get one of your friends to link their videos. Like, I get messages all the time from like aspiring artists that are like, oh, or their friend, allegedly, anyways, that want me to go check out their stuff. I mean, that's the truth of the matter, and I would honestly recommend doing a complete end run around having a record label, because the contracts that they give you are terrible and exploitative, and if you need to see why, keep watching the rest of his videos as a musician, you know. But yeah, I wanted to. There's a Barack Obama quote that says, "Be the change in the world that you want to see." Well, me, what change do I wanna see in the world? I wanna see Clear Channel go out of business. That's the truth. I want the Telecommunications Act of 1996 repealed. I want to live in a world that completely redistributes the airwaves over there on the FM band and AM band to, multiple new owners, and that it prevents any one owner from owning too much. And like I said, I think that one owner should be able to own one station at the absolute most. So I think that the Telecommunications Act should be at least completely rewritten to change those kinds of provisions and to bring back the caps on the number of stations that a party can own. And I would like to see iHeartRadio die, you know, to have to not so much like what happens that them, closing down the business and having to, lose everything and have their stuff like redistributed to parties that literally just will, do the same thing as before. I'd like to see it, completely crumble to the point in which, what would happen is that an entirely new type of parties would end up, buying out the radio, the band waves, and that it'd be distributed to dozens and dozens and dozens of different parties. So that's why I would like to see like just one party, one cat, one radio station, period. And if you own a radio station, you can't own a TV station, you know. Just put it in that kind of way. Make it so that you know, the radio people have to stay within the bounds of the radio. TV people have to stay within the bounds of TV. TV people can't own a radio station either. Bring all that shit back. And then let's see that world, that decentralized world. That's the one that I want to live in. I don't want to live in this one, this dystopian hellscape where, Clear Channel can, in many places and locations in this country, owns every single fucking station in town. So I'm pretty adamant about this. I feel very strongly about all these matters, and if I was motivated to go on here and say that I hate so and so, who shall not be named anymore, and it was just about that. It was if I want his clout, like any clout from him at all. By the way, Ryan, you're getting screwed by this too. Just so you know, you should actually be with me on this one. Even if we even if I don't like your music, I think that we can come to an agreement in the sense that, the music business is a rigged game. Help me, you know, promote this idea that it should be unrigged. Like, let's, join forces and collaborate to, unfuck the music business up because it's fucked right now. I think you're probably experiencing some of it yourself already. Maybe not, maybe you did the smart thing and were entirely self-promoting. That seems to be the way to go about doing things. But yeah, go watch Spencer. Spencer does a really good job of really dismantling this idea that it's a conspiracy theory. No, it's actually conspiracy fact.